The Hidden Secrets of the Wealthy Mind, published by Audiobooks Journal YouTube channel. Who is this book for? This book is for anyone who's tired of playing small and ready to think bigger. It's for dreamers who want to turn ideas into real money, for go-getters who refuse to settle, and for anyone who wants to understand how the rich really think and act. If you're ready to stop making excuses, start taking action, and grow your mind along with your wealth, this book is for you. Chapter 1. Think like a winner. Winners aren't born, they're made. And the first step to becoming one is simple but powerful. Think like a winner. This isn't some big idea or a feel-good mantra you repeat in the mirror. Thinking like a winner is a mindset, a way of seeing the world, and a set of daily practices that separate those who succeed from those who merely hope to. If you want to build wealth, influence, and a life you're proud of, it all starts in your mind. The truth is, most people spend their lives thinking small. They're stuck in routines that never challenge them, surrounded by people who accept mediocrity, and they let fear decide their choices. They wait for opportunities to fall into their lap instead of creating them. They focus on what they don't have instead of what they could build. And because their mindset is limited, their results are limited too. Winners, on the other hand, see the world differently. They see opportunities where others see obstacles. They focus on solutions instead of problems. They believe in their ability to grow, adapt, and overcome challenges, even when everything around them screams that it's impossible. This mindset isn't something you magically acquire, it's something you practice and refine every single day. First, winners take full responsibility for their lives. They don't blame their circumstances, the economy, their bosses, or bad luck. They understand that while they can't control everything, they can control their actions, their decisions, and their reactions. When a setback occurs, a winner asks, "What can I do differently next time?" instead of, "Why me?" Taking responsibility isn't easy. It's uncomfortable and humbling, but it's the foundation of real success. Next, winners embrace growth. They know that to reach the top, they have to constantly learn and improve. Every book they read, every conversation they have, every challenge they face is an opportunity to sharpen their skills and expand their perspective. They don't settle for being good enough. They push themselves to be better every day. This isn't about perfection. It's about progress. Winners understand that the smallest improvement, repeated consistently, compounds over time into massive results. Another key habit of winners is setting ambitious goals. But not just any goals. Goals that excite them, challenge them, and push them beyond their comfort zones. Winners think in terms of possibilities, not limitations. They don't just aim to survive or maintain. They aim to thrive, to dominate, to leave a mark. And they break those big goals down into actionable steps because thinking big without action is just daydreaming. Winners plan, execute, adjust, and persist until the goal is achieved. Winners also surround themselves with the right people. Your mindset is contagious. If you spend time with people who complain, doubt themselves, and resist change, their negativity will slowly influence you. Winners choose mentors, peers, and collaborators who inspire, challenge, and elevate them. They seek out individuals who have achieved what they want to achieve, not to copy them blindly, but to learn, adapt, and accelerate their own path. The right environment fuels a winner's mindset and keeps them motivated when the journey gets tough. Fear is a constant test for anyone striving for greatness. Most people let fear control their choices. They avoid risk, stay in their comfort zones, and never reach their potential. Winners feel fear, but they don't let it stop them. They use fear as a signal that they're on the right path. Every time they take action despite fear, they build confidence, resilience, and momentum. Thinking like a winner means seeing challenges as opportunities and using discomfort as fuel for growth. Winners are relentless problem solvers. They don't wait for perfect conditions, and they don't complain about difficulties. Instead, they ask, "How can I make this work?" or "What's the next step I can take?" This proactive approach turns obstacles into stepping stones. It trains the mind to focus on solutions rather than dwelling on setbacks. The ability to find solutions under pressure is what separates winners from those who give up when things get hard. Persistence is another hallmark of the winner's mindset. Success rarely comes overnight. It's the result of consistent effort, repeated failures, and relentless determination. Winners understand that setbacks are not signs to quit. They're opportunities to learn, adapt, and come back stronger. They don't just keep trying, they keep trying smarter, adjusting their strategies until they succeed. This unwavering determination creates momentum, and momentum is what carries winners through tough times. Gratitude and positivity also play a role in a winner's mindset. Winners focus on what they have, what they've achieved, and the opportunities ahead. They celebrate small wins and maintain optimism even in the face of challenges. This positive mindset attracts more opportunities, builds resilience, and reinforces the belief that success is possible. Negativity drains energy and clouds judgment, while a positive, forward-looking mindset sharpens focus and fuels action. Thinking like a winner also means mastering your self-talk. The thoughts you entertain become the actions you take. If you constantly tell yourself, "I can't do this, I'm not ready," or "I'll never succeed," you're programming yourself for failure. Winners speak to themselves with encouragement, clarity, and confidence. They reinforce their goals, remind themselves of their capabilities, and visualize success. Your mind is the most powerful tool you have. Train it wisely. Finally, winners take action. Thinking like a winner isn't about daydreaming or waiting for the perfect moment. It's about taking deliberate, bold action every day toward your goals. Action creates clarity, builds momentum, and turns ideas into results. Even small steps taken consistently will compound into massive outcomes over time. The key is to start now, adjust as you go, and never stop moving forward. To think like a winner, you need to commit to a daily routine that reinforces this mindset. Read, learn, reflect, set goals, take action, and surround yourself with winners. Monitor your thoughts, challenge limiting beliefs, and embrace challenges as opportunities. Over time, this mindset becomes second nature, and your results will start reflecting the level of thinking you've adopted. Remember, thinking like a winner is not about luck, inheritance, or being in the right place at the right time. It's about mindset, discipline, and relentless action. The people you admire, the rich, successful individuals you see in the world, they didn't get there by accident. They trained their minds, mastered their habits, and acted with purpose every single day. So if you want to join them, it starts with your thoughts. Choose to see possibilities instead of limitations. Choose to act instead of wait. Choose to grow instead of stagnate. Winners aren't born. They're made by the daily choices they make, the mindset they cultivate, and the actions they take. Start thinking like a winner today, and the rest of your life will follow. Your mind is your greatest asset. Feed it, challenge it, and push it beyond what you think is possible. When you do, winning won't just be a dream, it will become your reality. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. It really helps me create more content for you. Thank you. Chapter 2. Turn ideas into money. Having great ideas is exciting, but ideas alone don't pay the bills. Ideas are like seeds. They have potential, but without action, nurturing, and strategy, they never grow. If you want to think like the rich, the first step is understanding that every idea has the power to create wealth, but only if you turn it into something tangible, something the world is willing to pay for. Turning ideas into money is not magic. It's a mindset, a skill, and a process that anyone can learn and apply. The first thing you need to know is that not all ideas are created equal. Some are small, fleeting thoughts, while others have the potential to change industries. The key is learning to recognize opportunities where others see nothing. Rich thinkers constantly observe the world around them. They notice inefficiencies, frustrations, unmet needs, and gaps in the market. They ask, "What problem can I solve?" instead of, "What can I get?" The richest people in the world didn't just stumble on their success. They found needs, created solutions, and turned those solutions into valuable products, services, and businesses. Once you spot an idea, the next step is validation. Many people get stuck here. They either doubt themselves, overthink, or chase ideas that sound cool but have no market. Winners don't guess, they test. They ask potential customers, explore trends, and gather feedback. This doesn't have to be complicated. It can be as simple as talking to people in your target audience, posting a concept online, or even pre-selling a product to see if anyone buys. Validation is your reality check. It separates wishful thinking from profitable action. After validation comes the mindset shift from idea thinking to value creation. Ideas themselves are worth nothing. Value is what people pay for. The question you should ask is, how can this idea help someone make their life easier or solve their problem? If your idea solves a real problem, people will pay for it. The richer your idea makes the lives of others, the more money it can generate. Winners focus on creating value first, knowing that profit will follow naturally when the world benefits from what they offer. Speed is critical in turning ideas into money. Many people wait for the perfect plan, the perfect timing, or the perfect resources. Winners act fast. They launch early, iterate constantly, and improve as they go. Waiting for perfection is the enemy of success. By taking action quickly, you learn what works, what doesn't, and how to adjust. The faster you test and iterate, the faster your idea can generate results. Action is the bridge between thought and income. Monetization requires strategy. You can't just hope that your idea will magically attract money. You need to define your revenue model. Will you sell a product, offer a service, or monetize through subscriptions? Will you earn through advertising, partnerships, or licensing? Winners think in terms of multiple revenue streams. They don't rely on a single way to make money. They create options, diversify, and leverage opportunities to maximize profits. Every idea can have more than one path to monetization if you think creatively. Another crucial aspect is execution. Ideas alone are worthless without follow-through. Many people have brilliant concepts but fail because they never implement them fully. Winners execute relentlessly. They break down the idea into actionable steps, set deadlines, and hold themselves accountable. Execution turns a simple thought into a tangible product, a marketable service, or a profitable business. Remember, action compounds faster than inspiration alone. Networking amplifies your ability to turn ideas into money. A single person can do a lot, but collaboration multiplies results. Winners build relationships with mentors, peers, investors, and clients who can help bring their ideas to life. Surround yourself with people who believe in progress, who challenge you to improve, and who can open doors you didn't even know existed. Strategic partnerships accelerate success and provide support when obstacles arise. Risk is inherent in the process of turning ideas into money. Some ideas will fail, some investments won't yield returns, some attempts will fall flat. Winners anticipate risk, but they don't let fear paralyze them. They calculate, prepare, and take action anyway. Every failure is a lesson, every setback an opportunity to refine the approach. Wealthy thinkers understand that money is created on the edge of risk, and calculated risk is the price of progress. Mindset plays a pivotal role in this process. You must believe that you can turn ideas into money before it actually happens. Doubt kills ideas faster than any external obstacle. Winners cultivate confidence, resilience, and optimism. They see potential where others see dead ends, and they persist when most people quit. This belief is not arrogance, it's the fuel that drives consistent action, even when progress feels slow. Winners also recognize the power of leverage. Leverage means using resources, technology, capital, or people to multiply your results. A single idea can generate far more income when applied strategically. For example, automation can turn a service into a scalable business. Licensing can allow your idea to generate passive income. Marketing and networks can extend your reach beyond what you could do alone. Understanding and using leverage is a key differentiator between those who make modest income and those who create massive wealth. Scaling is another critical step. Many people stop at the first sale and consider themselves successful. Winners think bigger. They ask, how can I reach more people? How can I multiply this income? How can I make this sustainable? Scaling requires systems, strategy, and continuous improvement. A small idea that scales can turn into a fortune, while a great idea without scale remains just that, an idea. Winners are relentless learners. Every idea, whether it succeeds or fails, is a chance to grow. They study trends, market demands, and human behavior. They read, experiment, and analyze. The better they understand the world, the more effectively they can turn ideas into money. Knowledge is not just power, it's profit. Every insight can reveal new opportunities to monetize creativity and problem-solving. Persistence and patience are also vital. Wealth rarely comes overnight. Turning ideas into money is a marathon, not a sprint. Winners commit to the long game. They know that small, consistent efforts compound into massive results over time. Every setback, every mistake, every iteration is a step closer to success. They don't chase instant gratification. They build enduring value that pays off exponentially. The final secret is taking responsibility for your financial outcomes. Winners don't blame the economy, the government, or their circumstances. They own their results, good or bad. This ownership gives you power because when you accept full responsibility, you also recognize that you have the power to change your situation. Every action you take affects your financial future. Every idea you nurture, execute, and scale is a direct reflection of your effort and mindset. So how do you start turning your ideas into money today? Begin by observing the world for problems you can solve. Talk to people, listen to complaints, notice inefficiencies. Validate your idea by testing it quickly in the real world. Focus on creating value first, and the money will follow. Plan your monetization strategy. Execute relentlessly, and use leverage to amplify your results. Surround yourself with supportive, ambitious people, and never let fear stop you. Scale, iterate, and learn constantly. Persist until the idea transforms from a simple thought into tangible income. Turning ideas into money is not about luck or genius. It's about observation, action, resilience, and strategy. Every wealthy person you admire started with an idea. The difference is that they executed it with purpose, turned it into value, and persisted until it paid off. You can do the same. Your mind is a goldmine of ideas. The next step is simple. Act. Your ideas are your most powerful resource. Don't let them sit dormant in your head. Test them, refine them, and bring them to life. Each idea you turn into money strengthens your mindset, builds your confidence, and sets the stage for bigger opportunities. Think like a winner, act like a doer, and transform your thoughts into income. The world rewards those who solve problems, create value, and take bold action. Start today because your next idea could be the one that changes everything. Chapter 3. Master your habits, master your life. If you want to change your life, start with your habits. Your habits are the invisible architecture of your daily existence, shaping your actions, your results, and ultimately your destiny. Winners don't leave their lives to chance. They design them. And the design begins with mastering habits. Small, consistent actions repeated daily create enormous outcomes over time. If you can master your habits, you can master your life. Most people underestimate the power of habits. They focus on big ideas, bold actions, or lucky breaks, but ignore the subtle, everyday behaviors that actually drive success. It's not the rare, dramatic moments that define your life. It's the daily choices that accumulate into extraordinary results. The rich and successful know this. They don't rely solely on inspiration. They rely on disciplined routines that move them forward every single day. The first step in mastering habits is awareness. You need to understand your current behaviors and recognize which ones serve you and which ones hold you back. Keep track of your day. Notice where you waste time, where you procrastinate, and where you repeat negative patterns. Awareness is the foundation of change because you can't improve what you don't acknowledge. Most people go through life on autopilot, reacting to circumstances instead of shaping them. Winners observe themselves and take control. Next, focus on replacing bad habits with good ones, rather than just trying to eliminate the negatives. For example, if you waste hours scrolling social media, replace it with reading, exercising, or learning a skill. Trying to stop a habit without a substitute often leads to failure because the brain craves routine. Winners understand this and create productive patterns to fill the void left by destructive behaviors. It's not about restriction, it's about optimization. Habits are powered by triggers and rewards. Every habit has a cue that starts the behavior and a reward that reinforces it. Winners design their environment to encourage positive habits and discourage negative ones. If you want to exercise in the morning, put your workout clothes next to your bed. If you want to read more, keep books on your desk instead of leaving your phone within reach. By shaping your environment and creating clear triggers, you make good habits almost automatic. Consistency is king. A single effort or a few days of good behavior won't change your life. Winners understand the power of repetition. They commit to small actions every day, knowing that results compound over time. Just like interest accumulates in a bank account, consistent habits accumulate into skills, results, and wealth. The key is persistence, even when progress seems slow. The most powerful transformations happen quietly, behind the scenes, long before anyone notices. Another critical aspect is prioritization. Not all habits are equally valuable. Winners focus on high-impact habits, the few routines that drive the most significant results. This could be daily exercise for energy, learning a skill that accelerates your career, or budgeting to grow wealth. They ruthlessly cut distractions and low-value behaviors, concentrating their energy on what moves the needle. If you master a few powerful habits, the ripple effects will touch every area of your life. Self-discipline is built, not inherited. Winners don't rely on motivation alone because motivation fluctuates. They rely on structure, routines, and accountability. Discipline is choosing what matters over what feels good in the moment. It's showing up even when you don't feel like it. It's pushing through discomfort because you know the long-term payoff is worth it. Every habit you stick to builds mental strength and reinforces your ability to take control of your life. Tracking progress is essential. Winners measure their habits and hold themselves accountable. This isn't about perfection, it's about awareness and improvement. Write down your actions, review them daily, and adjust as needed. Seeing progress, even small steps, creates momentum, motivation, and confidence. Conversely, ignoring your habits leaves you at the mercy of your impulses, drifting without direction. Habits compound. This is one of the most powerful principles in life. Small positive behaviors repeated consistently grow exponentially over time. Saving a little money each week, learning a small skill each day, or improving your health step by step leads to massive results years down the road. On the flip side, destructive habits compound negatively. Small daily indulgences, procrastination, or avoidance accumulate into consequences you may regret. Understanding the compounding effect of habits gives you a superpower, the ability to choose your future today. Winners also embrace keystone habits, those habits that naturally create positive ripple effects in other areas of life. For example, regular exercise can boost energy, focus, and confidence. Reading daily can expand knowledge, improve decision-making, and spark creativity. A morning routine can set the tone for productivity, discipline, and emotional control throughout the day. Keystone habits transform your life because they influence multiple outcomes at once. Accountability accelerates habit mastery. Winners don't go it alone. They share their goals, routines, and progress with mentors, peers, or coaches. Accountability adds external pressure to stay consistent and provides feedback for improvement. It's easy to cheat yourself when no one is watching, but when you commit publicly or to a trusted partner, your chances of success skyrocket. Flexibility is also vital. Life throws curveballs, and rigid routines can sometimes backfire. Winners understand that habits are about long-term patterns, not short-term perfection. Missing a day or facing unexpected challenges isn't failure, it's a learning opportunity. They adjust, pivot, and continue forward. The key is not to abandon the habit entirely, but to keep the overall trajectory moving toward improvement. Mindset drives habits. You can't master habits if you don't believe you can change. Winners cultivate a growth mindset. the belief that abilities, intelligence, and behaviors can be developed through effort and practice. They see challenges as opportunities to strengthen habits, learn, and grow. Fixed thinkers, by contrast, believe they are limited and give up at the first sign of difficulty. Your mindset determines how effectively you can build and sustain habits. Winners also leverage technology and tools to reinforce habits. Apps, reminders, journals, and trackers can support consistency and provide feedback. But tools are not a replacement for discipline, they're amplifiers. They help keep your focus sharp, provide data for improvement, and make it easier to maintain momentum. The most successful people use every advantage available to support their daily routines. Rewards and celebration matter. Positive reinforcement strengthens habits. Winners celebrate progress, not just outcomes. They acknowledge small wins, milestones, and improvements, which keeps motivation high and reinforces the behavior. Habits are not punishment. They are a path to a better, more fulfilling life. Celebrate each step forward, no matter how small, and the habit will become an automatic part of who you are. Finally, winners understand that mastering habits is a lifelong journey. There is no finish line. They continually evaluate, refine, and upgrade their routines to match their evolving goals and circumstances. Life changes, challenges arise, and habits need to adapt. The process of mastery never ends. It's a dynamic cycle of observation, action, reflection, and improvement. In practical terms, mastering your habits starts with a simple commitment. Choose 1 or 2 high-impact habits to focus on today. Track them, repeat them daily, and make adjustments as needed. Build routines that support your physical, mental, and financial growth. Surround yourself with people who reinforce your habits and remove triggers for behaviors that hold you back. Measure your progress, celebrate wins, and maintain a mindset of growth and resilience. Over time, these small, consistent efforts compound into extraordinary results. Remember, your life is the sum of your habits. If you want to think like the rich, act like the successful, and achieve goals you once thought impossible, it starts here. Master your habits, and you will master your life. You will gain clarity, discipline, energy, and momentum. You will build confidence and the ability to tackle any challenge. You will create a life that reflects your vision, not your circumstances. The path to wealth, success, and personal fulfillment is not in luck, talent, or random opportunity. It's in the daily choices you make and the habits you cultivate. Every action, repeated consistently, shapes your identity, your results, and your future. Start today. Choose your habits consciously. Practice them with discipline and intention. Refine them with persistence. Celebrate your progress. And remember, mastery over your habits is mastery over your destiny. Your life is waiting. Take control. Build habits that serve your dreams. Elevate your potential and transform your reality. Master your habits, and the world will have no choice but to recognize the power of your life. Chapter 4. Take smart risks, not stupid ones. If you want to achieve extraordinary success, one thing is crystal clear. You have to take risks. No one ever built wealth, influence, or a remarkable life by playing it completely safe. But here's the catch. Not all risks are equal. There are smart risks, the ones that push you toward growth and opportunity, and then there are stupid risks, the ones that jeopardize your future with little reward. The difference between winners and those who struggle often comes down to this one principle: knowing which risks to take and which to avoid. The first lesson in taking smart risks is understanding that fear is a signal, not a stop sign. Fear is natural. It's your brain warning you about uncertainty or potential loss. Most people let fear dictate their actions. They stay in their comfort zones, avoid challenges, and miss opportunities. Winners feel the fear but act anyway. They use fear as information to prepare, plan, and proceed wisely. Smart risk-taking requires courage, but it also requires clear thinking and calculated decision-making. Start by evaluating the potential reward versus the potential cost. A smart risk is one where the upside significantly outweighs the downside, and the downside is manageable. Stupid risks, on the other hand, are driven by impulse, ego, or desperation. They often carry enormous potential losses with little real benefit. Winners analyze situations, consider worst-case scenarios, and plan for contingencies before committing. They understand that courage without strategy is recklessness. Preparation is essential. Smart risk-takers gather information, do research, and develop a plan of action. They don't blindly jump into the unknown. They gather knowledge, consult mentors, and anticipate challenges. The more prepared you are, the more confident and capable you become. When you understand the terrain, you reduce uncertainty, increase your chances of success, and can act decisively when opportunity strikes. Another crucial aspect is timing. Many risks fail not because the idea was bad, but because it was premature. Winners understand that timing is critical. They wait for the right moment to strike while continuously positioning themselves for opportunities. They observe trends, study markets, and watch for signals that indicate the moment is right. Smart risks aren't reckless leaps. They are well-timed moves that maximize impact and minimize unnecessary loss. Winners also know the power of incremental risk. You don't have to bet everything at once. Smart risk-taking often involves taking small, calculated steps that gradually expand your comfort zone and increase potential rewards. This approach allows you to learn, adapt, and pivot without jeopardizing everything. Incremental risks build confidence, experience, and resilience, key ingredients for long-term success. One of the most overlooked aspects of risk is the importance of contingency planning. Winners always ask, what if it doesn't go as planned? They develop backup plans, set limits, and define exit strategies. This doesn't mean you are pessimistic. It means you are strategic. Knowing that you have a safety net allows you to take bolder actions, because you are prepared to handle setbacks without catastrophe. Mindset is everything. Smart risk-takers embrace uncertainty as part of growth. They don't fear failure, they fear stagnation. Every risk is an opportunity to learn, expand, and move closer to their goals. Winners understand that failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of the process. Each setback is data, insight, and experience that informs the next decision. They take risks because they see the potential for growth, not because they are reckless or arrogant. Networking and mentorship play a massive role in smart risk-taking. Rarely does someone achieve greatness entirely alone. Smart risk-takers seek guidance from those who have walked the path before them. They learn from the successes and failures of others, gather advice, and avoid common pitfalls. A mentor can help you spot hidden risks, suggest strategies, and provide perspective that saves time, money, and effort. Surround yourself with people who elevate your thinking and challenge you to be better. Another key principle is focusing on control. Smart risks are ones where you can influence the outcome to some degree. You can't control everything in life, but you can control your preparation, effort, and decision-making process. Stupid risks often involve surrendering control to chance, luck, or unpredictable variables. Winners minimize the factors they can't influence and maximize the ones they can, thereby tilting the odds in their favor. Calculated risks often require resource management. Smart risk-takers know how to allocate time, money, and energy efficiently. They don't gamble resources they can't afford to lose. They use leverage, partnerships, and creativity to stretch their capacity and reduce exposure. Resource management ensures that a single misstep doesn't lead to total failure, while still allowing the pursuit of bold opportunities. Persistence and adaptation are critical. Even smart risks don't always succeed immediately. Winners stick with their plans, adapt when necessary, and pivot strategically. They understand that a risk is an experiment with multiple possible outcomes, and flexibility is a key advantage. Being able to adjust mid-course without abandoning the goal is a hallmark of intelligent risk-taking. Winners also understand the psychological advantage of risk. Taking smart risks builds confidence, resilience, and momentum. Every successful action reinforces the belief that you can handle uncertainty, make tough decisions, and achieve results. Over time, this mindset becomes a competitive edge. Fear diminishes, decisiveness increases, and opportunities that once seemed impossible suddenly feel achievable. It's important to recognize patterns. Winners study outcomes, identify what worked, and replicate those strategies. They analyze both successes and failures to refine their approach. Smart risk-takers don't rely on luck. They rely on learned patterns, experience, and strategic insight. The more risks you take wisely, the better you become at evaluating future opportunities. Taking risks also involves emotional mastery. Winners control impulsivity and manage stress, anxiety, and overconfidence. They know that emotions can cloud judgment and lead to poor decisions. Smart risk-taking requires a calm, clear, and focused mindset. Emotional discipline ensures that your actions are strategic, deliberate, and aligned with your long-term objectives. Innovation often requires risk. The richest people and most successful innovators in history took bold actions to create something new, something valuable, something others doubted. Smart risks are the gateway to innovation because they push you beyond conventional boundaries. Without stepping into uncertainty, you limit your potential. Winners embrace calculated risk as a path to creativity, growth, and extraordinary achievement. Risk-taking isn't reckless gambling. It's intentional, informed, and strategic. Winners know that doing nothing carries its own risk: stagnation, missed opportunities, and mediocrity. The world rewards those who act decisively, learn quickly, and adjust intelligently. Hesitation often costs more than failure because opportunities don't wait for anyone. Taking smart risks means moving forward while others freeze, positioning yourself for growth and success. A practical approach to smart risk-taking starts with defining clear goals. Know what you want and why you want it. Understand your risk tolerance and what you are willing to stake. Gather information, consult experts, and map out potential outcomes. Take small, actionable steps, monitor results, and adjust as needed. Protect yourself with contingency plans, manage resources wisely, and stay disciplined emotionally. Each step builds confidence and brings you closer to meaningful success. Remember, winners aren't reckless. They are bold, strategic, and persistent. They take risks that others avoid, not for thrill, but for opportunity. They embrace uncertainty as part of the process and prepare meticulously to increase their odds. They learn from every outcome, refine their strategies, and never stop moving forward. Smart risk-taking separates dreamers from doers, ordinary people from extraordinary achievers. Your comfort zone is your enemy. Growth, wealth, and success live outside of it. If you want to achieve more than the average, you must be willing to take calculated risks, push boundaries, and embrace uncertainty. Each smart risk is a step toward mastery, freedom, and the life you desire. Stupid risks, driven by ego or recklessness, cost more than they give. Choose wisely, plan strategically, act decisively, and persist relentlessly. The lesson is clear. Life rewards action, courage, and calculated boldness. Stop waiting for guarantees, perfection, or permission. The greatest opportunities often come disguised as uncertainty. Take smart risks, not stupid ones. Learn, adapt, and persist. Build experience, confidence, and momentum. The world belongs to those who dare thoughtfully, act boldly, and master the art of risk. Start today. Take the right risks and watch your life transform beyond what you ever imagined. Chapter 5. Build connections that multiply your success. No matter how brilliant your ideas are, how disciplined your habits, or how smart your risks, one thing separates ordinary achievers from extraordinary ones: connections. Success is rarely a solo journey. The people you surround yourself with, the networks you build, and the relationships you cultivate can accelerate your growth. open doors you didn't know existed, and multiply your results in ways you can't achieve alone. If you want to think like the rich and achieve more than you ever imagined, mastering the art of connection is non-negotiable. The first thing to understand is that connections aren't just about collecting contacts or adding random people to your network. They are about cultivating meaningful, mutually beneficial relationships. Winners don't chase numbers, they focus on quality. A handful of powerful, supportive relationships will propel you farther than hundreds of weak or superficial ones. The goal is not to impress people or seek validation, it's to create value, trust, and mutual respect. Start by identifying the right people to connect with. Look for individuals who inspire you, challenge you, and elevate your thinking. Seek out mentors, peers, and collaborators who have achieved what you aspire to. Winners spend time with those who push them forward, not hold them back. Surrounding yourself with high achievers creates an environment where success becomes normal. Motivation is contagious, and ambition is reinforced. Adding value is the cornerstone of connection. People are drawn to those who offer something meaningful: advice, support, insight, opportunities, or collaboration. Winners understand that relationships are reciprocal. The more value you provide to others, the stronger and more influential your connections become. Networking isn't about taking, it's about contributing. When you help others succeed, they are more likely to support your journey, share opportunities, and open doors you didn't even know were there. Consistency matters. Building strong connections doesn't happen overnight. It requires ongoing effort, communication, and genuine engagement. Winners reach out regularly, maintain contact, and nurture relationships, even when they don't need something immediately. Consistent, authentic interaction builds trust, loyalty, and credibility. People remember those who show up, care, and contribute to their growth. Mentorship is a critical tool for multiplying success. Mentors provide guidance, experience, and perspective that shortcuts the learning curve. They have faced challenges, made mistakes, and discovered strategies that work. Learning from a mentor accelerates your growth, helps you avoid common pitfalls, and opens doors that would take years to access on your own. Winners actively seek mentors, not just for advice, but to learn the mindset and habits that create success. Collaboration is another multiplier. When you partner with others, you combine skills, resources, and networks. Collaboration allows you to achieve things that would be impossible alone. Winners look for synergistic relationships where everyone benefits, creating exponential value. They understand that collaboration doesn't dilute their power, it amplifies it. Working with the right people multiplies your impact, influence, and results. Strategic networking is essential. It's not about attending endless events or collecting business cards. It's about intentionally connecting with people who align with your goals, values, and ambitions. Identify key influencers, decision-makers, and thought leaders in your field. Approach them with clarity, respect, and a mindset of contribution. Strategic networking isn't shallow, it's purposeful and focused on creating mutually beneficial relationships that drive results. Authenticity is your secret weapon. People can sense when interactions are forced, insincere, or transactional. Winners build relationships based on authenticity and integrity. They show genuine interest in others, listen actively, and engage meaningfully. Authentic connections are durable, resilient, and far more valuable than superficial ones. People want to work with, support, and invest in those they trust and respect. Communication skills are crucial. Winners are not just good at connecting, they are masters of influence, persuasion, and listening. They know how to articulate ideas clearly, convey value, and inspire action. They ask questions, listen carefully, and respond thoughtfully. Effective communication builds understanding, trust, and alignment. The ability to communicate well multiplies the power of your network and ensures that connections lead to tangible opportunities. Opportunities often flow through people, not ideas. You can have the best concept in the world, but without the right connections, it may never gain traction. Winners understand that relationships are the channels through which opportunity flows. They invest time, energy, and resources into building bridges, nurturing alliances, and staying engaged with their networks. Every person you connect with is a potential gateway to knowledge, resources, or opportunity. Giving without expecting immediate returns is a hallmark of powerful networking. Winners understand that generosity creates influence. By helping others, sharing insights, and offering support, you create a reputation as a valuable ally. Over time, this reputation attracts opportunities, partnerships, and collaborations. People want to work with those who contribute positively, not just those who show up when they need something. Trust is the foundation of every meaningful connection. Without trust, relationships are fragile and transactional. Winners earn trust by being reliable, honest, and consistent. They deliver on promises, act with integrity, and maintain confidentiality. Trust compounds over time, creating a network that supports, amplifies, and sustains long-term success. Leveraging your network effectively is another key skill. Connections alone aren't enough. They must be strategically engaged. Winners know how to ask for guidance, share ideas, and mobilize support when necessary. They create win-win situations where everyone benefits. Strategic engagement turns passive acquaintances into active collaborators and multiplies the impact of your relationships. Diversity of connections adds resilience and opportunity. Winners don't limit themselves to one industry, background, or perspective. They connect with people from different fields, cultures, and experiences. Diversity expands creativity, exposes blind spots, and provides a broader range of opportunities. By building a network with varied perspectives, you multiply your potential for innovation, insight, and success. Adaptability is crucial in building connections. People change, industries evolve, and circumstances shift. Winners maintain relationships over time by adapting their approach, staying relevant, and continuing to add value. Long-term connections require flexibility, patience, and commitment. The strongest networks are dynamic. They grow, evolve, and respond to changes while maintaining mutual respect and alignment. Mentorship, collaboration, strategic networking, authenticity, communication, trust, and adaptability, all these elements combine to create a powerful network that multiplies success. But there is one final ingredient: action. Connections only produce results when you act. Reach out, engage, offer support, ask for guidance, and follow through. The most powerful networks are not passive. They are active, dynamic, and built on consistent action. Start building your network today. Identify key people who inspire you, reach out with genuine interest, offer value, and nurture the relationship consistently. Seek mentors who can accelerate your growth, collaborate with peers to multiply results, and communicate authentically to build trust. Diversify your connections, adapt to change, and always take action to strengthen the network. Remember, your network is your net worth. The right connections can open doors faster, provide resources more efficiently, and amplify your results exponentially. Winners understand that success is not just what you know or what you do. It's also who you know, how you connect, and how you contribute. Every relationship you cultivate is an opportunity to learn, grow, and multiply your impact. Each connection is a potential gateway to collaboration, insight, and opportunity. The people you surround yourself with determine your energy, mindset, and trajectory. Choose them wisely, engage authentically, and invest in relationships with purpose. Building connections is not a one-time effort. It's a lifelong commitment. Winners consistently expand, nurture, and leverage their networks to achieve results that would be impossible alone. They create ecosystems of support, collaboration, and opportunity that propel them toward extraordinary success. Your ability to build and maintain powerful connections will determine how quickly and effectively you achieve your goals. Don't underestimate the value of a single person who can inspire, challenge, or guide you. Don't ignore the network that can multiply your results beyond your imagination. Take initiative. Contribute, communicate, and act consistently. Your connections are the accelerators of your success, and mastering them is the difference between ordinary and extraordinary achievement. Start today. Reach out, offer value, and engage with purpose. Build relationships that inspire, challenge, and multiply your results. Nurture them consistently, communicate authentically, and leverage your network strategically. Your connections will open doors, create opportunities, and multiply the impact of everything you do. Remember this: alone you can go fast, but with the right connections, you can go far, achieve more, and create a life beyond what you ever thought possible. Build your network with intention, nurture it with care, and watch as your success grows exponentially through the power of connection. Chapter 6. Stay hungry, stay growing. Success is not a destination, it's a journey. No matter how much you achieve, how much money you make, or how many goals you tick off, the moment you stop learning, growing, and pushing yourself is the moment you start sliding backward. Winners never get complacent. They never rest on past victories. The secret to long-term success is simple: stay hungry, stay growing. Hunger drives ambition, growth sustains it. Combine the two, and you create unstoppable momentum. Staying hungry starts with mindset. Hunger is not just physical, it's mental, emotional, and spiritual. It's a relentless desire to improve, to learn, and to achieve more. It's waking up each day with energy, purpose, and focus, even when you already have a lot. Hunger is what separates the average from the extraordinary. People who plateau, who settle, who accept comfort as enough, they lose. Hunger keeps you moving, keeps you innovating, and keeps you striving for better results, no matter your current position. Growth begins with curiosity. You cannot grow if you stop asking questions, seeking knowledge, and challenging assumptions. Winners are lifelong learners. They read, listen, observe, and experiment constantly. They surround themselves with people, ideas, and experiences that stretch their thinking. Curiosity fuels learning, and learning drives growth. The moment you think you know enough is the moment you stop advancing. Hunger without growth leads to frustration, while growth without hunger is wasted potential. Combine the two, and you create an unstoppable cycle of improvement. Self-awareness is critical. Winners understand their strengths, weaknesses, and opportunities. They take an honest look at themselves, recognize where they fall short, and take action to improve. Growth requires humility, the willingness to admit what you don't know, and the courage to do something about it. People who refuse to face reality, who hide from feedback, or who cling to ego never reach their potential. Hunger alone isn't enough if it's not paired with the willingness to grow, adapt, and evolve. Set big, audacious goals. Hunger without direction is chaos. Winners set targets that challenge them, scare them, and excite them all at once. These goals provide focus, energy, and purpose. Growth is not passive, it's deliberate. You must decide what you want, measure progress, and push relentlessly toward it. Big goals create momentum, urgency, and a drive to acquire the skills, resources, and mindset needed to succeed. They stretch you beyond what you thought possible, forcing growth to match your ambition. Take risks that accelerate growth. Growth and comfort rarely coexist. Winners understand that stepping outside your comfort zone is essential for learning, development, and achievement. Every risk carries a lesson, whether you succeed or fail. Smart risks, carefully calculated and strategically pursued, provide the experience, resilience, and insight that complacency cannot. Hunger drives you to act. Growth ensures you learn from every action. Together, they create an upward spiral of capability and confidence. Consistency is non-negotiable. Hunger must be paired with disciplined action, and growth must be deliberate and consistent. Winners do the hard work day after day, even when motivation wavers, even when results seem slow. Growth compounds over time, just like wealth. Every small improvement, every skill learned, every bit of knowledge gained adds up. Complacency and inconsistency are the enemies of long-term success. To stay hungry and grow continuously, you must show up, do the work, and never stop moving forward. Seek feedback relentlessly. Growth cannot happen in isolation. Winners solicit feedback from mentors, peers, and experts. They welcome constructive criticism and use it to refine strategies, improve performance, and correct mistakes. Hunger without reflection leads to burnout, while growth without feedback leads to stagnation. The best performers constantly measure, adjust, and evolve based on honest input from those they trust. Adaptability is essential. The world is constantly changing. Markets shift, technology evolves, and opportunities appear and disappear. Winners stay hungry for knowledge and skills that keep them relevant. They anticipate trends, embrace change, and pivot when necessary. Growth requires flexibility, the ability to let go of outdated methods, adopt new strategies, and continuously improve. Stagnation is often a result of clinging to old habits. Thinking past success guarantees future success. Hunger and growth demand evolution. Invest in yourself relentlessly. Hunger is fueled by energy, confidence, and capability. Growth requires resources, learning, and development. Winners spend time, money, and effort on personal improvement. They read books, attend seminars, hire coaches, and acquire skills that enhance their value. Every investment in yourself multiplies returns in income, influence, and impact. Skimping on personal growth is like trying to run a race with one leg tied. It limits potential and slows progress. Measure progress, celebrate milestones, and adjust. Growth without tracking is aimless. Hunger without reflection leads to wasted effort. Winners constantly assess where they are, recognize how far they've come, and adjust strategies to stay on the path to success. They celebrate achievements, but never settle. Milestones fuel motivation, while evaluation drives smarter action. The combination keeps hunger alive and growth accelerating. Stay humble and teachable. Hunger can be blunted by ego, and growth can stall when pride replaces curiosity. Winners remain students of life, open to learning from anyone, anywhere, anytime. They know that no matter how much they achieve, there is always more to learn, more ways to improve, and higher levels to reach. Humility fuels growth, and teachability sustains hunger. Embrace failure as feedback. Growth requires trial and error. Hunger drives you to try, and growth turns mistakes into lessons. Winners don't fear failure. They study it, learn from it, and use it to improve. Every setback carries insight if you are willing to see it. The people who achieve extraordinary results are often those who failed the most, but never stopped growing or losing their hunger. Surround yourself with people who inspire hunger and growth. Your network shapes your mindset. Winners connect with ambitious, driven, and knowledgeable people who challenge them, share insights, and provide accountability. Mediocre or complacent company will dull your edge, while high performers push you forward. Hunger thrives in an environment of excellence, and growth accelerates when you are surrounded by people who raise the bar. Balance persistence with rest. Hunger doesn't mean burnout. Growth requires energy, focus, and clarity. Winners know when to push hard and when to recharge. Strategic rest, reflection, and renewal enhance performance, sustain motivation, and prevent exhaustion. Hunger and growth are long-term pursuits. They demand stamina, not short-lived intensity. Take care of your body, mind, and spirit to maintain the momentum needed for sustained success. Teach and share knowledge. One of the best ways to solidify growth is to help others grow. Winners multiply their success by mentoring, teaching, and inspiring others. Sharing your knowledge reinforces your own learning, strengthens your network, and builds influence. Hunger and growth are contagious. When you help others succeed, you create a cycle that propels everyone forward. Stay focused on the process, not just the outcome. Hunger often drives results, but growth ensures sustainability. Winners value the daily actions, the incremental improvements, and the consistent effort that lead to long-term success. Chasing only outcomes without embracing the journey leads to frustration, burnout, and short-lived victories. Hunger fuels action. Growth ensures the action produces lasting results. Be relentless in pursuing new skills, ideas, and experiences. Growth requires expansion, expanding knowledge, perspectives, and capabilities. Hunger drives curiosity and exploration. Winners constantly challenge themselves to try new things, learn new skills, and step into new territories. Comfort zones are for the average. Growth happens at the edges, where uncertainty, challenge, and effort converge. Finally, never forget why you started. Hunger without purpose is directionless, and growth without vision is meaningless. Winners stay connected to their mission, their goals, and their values. They remind themselves daily why they strive, why they endure challenges, and why they push beyond limits. Purpose fuels hunger, while vision directs growth. Together they create unstoppable momentum and a life of extraordinary achievement. Your journey doesn't end with one goal, one milestone, or one achievement. Hunger and growth are lifelong pursuits. Winners continue to learn, adapt, and expand their abilities throughout their lives. The world rewards those who are never satisfied, who relentlessly seek improvement, and who embrace every opportunity to grow. Start today. Identify areas where you can improve, acquire a new skill, or challenge yourself beyond your comfort zone. Read, learn, experiment, and reflect. Seek mentors. Surround yourself with ambitious people and share knowledge with others. Take risks that stretch your capabilities. Measure progress and adjust. Celebrate wins, learn from failures, and maintain the drive to do more, achieve more, and become more. Remember this: staying hungry is the fuel, and growing continuously is the engine. Together, they create unstoppable momentum, resilience, and results. Stop settling for comfort. Stop believing you have reached your limit. The world belongs to those who push harder, think bigger, and learn faster than everyone else. Stay hungry, stay growing, and there is no limit to what you can achieve. Your life, your potential, and your future are waiting. Keep the fire alive. Keep learning, improving, and striving. Stay hungry, stay growing, and watch as every day propels you closer to the extraordinary life you were meant to live. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. It really helps me create more content for you. Thank you.